Oh, I got so many. Yeah, but that's just me. I mean, I could sit here and talk about all the good, but I just, the issues are youth at end. It's, a couple new faces in the back end. They're going to have to play for us. That got a good transfer coming in that we need to find out if he can help out. I tell you, the big thing too, you just struck a chord in me is some guys coming off some off-season surgeries. In particular, there's three key guys there between Ashton Lampkin, Jordan Burton, and Vila Lavini. Those are three big keys, three good players that are going to be okay. Everything says they're working toward it, but none of them are going to be 100% once camp starts.
I want to say this is the first time that you've been coordinator where you didn't have to worry about replacing an assistant
Yeah,
in the offseason. And it's that way for offensive side as well. I mean, how beneficial is that, the fact that you're not having to worry about that you guys have that continuity this season?
it is. I haven't had to spend as much time, maybe with that new guy one on one, saying, all right, this is what we do, why we do this, and getting him, into the culture. So they know the culture now. They know me. Um, got a great room. I got guys that between Joe Bob, Tim, and Hammer that all pulling the rope in the same direction. Good minds. Know they're going to come into work. Know they're going to recruit hard, and it's comforting. Yep, and yeah, it allows me to think about some other things rather than coaching a coach. So exactly right.
Obviously, it's kind of a good sign because it shows that those are guys that want to be here. They're not looking towards that next job, stuff like that. The fact that they kind of feel comfortable here.
Yeah, I mean, not again. I would hope, and I think all three of them, will be coordinators one day, and would want them to want to do that. And because of that, that's going to make them do a better job for us because they'll want to know all aspects of the game and kind of know the thought processes of practices and games. So yeah, I mean, they all have a great path ahead of them, and I'm just glad to have them with me right now.
When you look at kind of the depth level of your defense, the skill level of the starters, what do you see as the potential of this defense? How big can it be this year?
Uh, we'll say it's just speculating. Really, is to me, it's just entertainment. Um, let's just see the process. Get as good as we can get. Where that's at, I don't know. Right now, I'm looking at Monday's practice. Or excuse me, Monday night's meeting, and then Tuesday's practice of how we're going to function that day. And then if we can win that day, I'd be very happy. And the problems that are going to pop up that day, I want to get them solved and be better on Wednesday. So other than that, I don't want to avoid your question. I just don't have a good answer for you. Not in my mind the way I think.
I'm going to narrow it down a little bit from a defensive, at least going into camp, from a defensive tackle standpoint. You got some guys back there, and you add a DQ Osborne, who was a pretty good JC player. Do you feel like you might be about as deep at that spot, those two tackle spots, as you've been in a long time?
Well, when you talk about depth, it's who have you seen perform, in when the lights are on and we're keeping score, who have you seen perform? And yes, we've got a number of guys that have done that. So all those guys have had their issues too. All those guys have got to get better. And what's nice about it is if you got some guys that have played there, and you've heard me say this, competition's a better motivator than I'll ever be. And you're going to have a lot of guys that are hungry for playing time. We get Vili back in there healthy, which was a big hit last year. And Mote and Vincent and Eric and Vili and DQ and Darian. I mean, there's a group there that gonna be fun to watch.
Clint, when you're heavy at one or the other, because you're young at end and you lost over by the knee, you're heavy inside. Are there some things, either in technique or even scheme, the way you line up, you can take advantage of having more guys that are inside guys versus outside? Or you line up with 4 4 or 3 and go.
No, there's no, you know, sometimes if you get a Vili that maybe could be a 5 technique and a 3 technique, you know, you might could do some more 3-4 look stuff because they can bump out to a 4-eye and maybe be a little more athletic than just a hole stopper. Short yardage, you know, you might could sub a guy in now when you couldn't before, right? So, you know, if they give you a personnel that you can do it to, you could take out a DB and if they go real heavy and put in another tackle. So yeah, there's some things like that. The biggest thing though, and, you know, not 95% of it, it's just having that next group in that after 5 or 6 fast-paced reps that you can roll in, and those next 2 that are coming in, when we're in our 4-down scheme, there's not a drop-off.
As good as you guys, as good of a season as you had last year, ended badly with those 3 straight losses. How much of a motivation is that for you guys? How much do you use that as motivation?
The motivation is going to come from other sources. It's going to come for each other and why attack it every day of your purpose out there. Obviously, you learn from your mistakes, right? And obviously, you learn from the whys of why those 3 games, why we had some, you know, we're giving up run plays and guys were high, or we lose a couple guys of injury, and you know that next guy wasn't performing as well, and you know the whys to that. So yeah, I mean that's not motivation, but you learn from it for sure.